Hello, YouTube. How y'all doing today? It is Hump Day. Yes, Hump Day. We got a lot to cover. This is Life Under Trump, part 143. And things are not going good for Trump because his own cabinet members are speaking up about the Couture jet that's given to Trump, the $800 million jet that's actually 11 years old. But Donald Trump want to lie and say it's a brand new jet that Qatar is giving him. No, it's not. It's an 11-year-old jet. Ted Cruz speaking against him, and a couple more from his Republican Party, and they are speaking against Donald Trump. Hey, King Allen. Hey, Queen Victorious One. How y'all doing? Let me tell you something. I've been over there on YouTube listening to the Diddy case. I would love to cover that, y'all, but because it's so deep and it's traumatizing, I can't cover it. But what I do for my members, I upload things about Diddy that's not already out, or just getting out every day from the trial before it's late in the evening. As soon as I get some information from Queen Tisa Tales, I post it in my private thing, and I tell y'all to subscribe to her. So the members get goods that y'all not getting, some deep stuff, documents, all of that. But I've been over there listening to the Diddy trial, y'all. When I tell you Donald Trump and Diddy is the same person, Donald Trump and Diddy are one. Don't go by what the race they are. They are one, honey. When I tell you the narcs are real, the narcs are real in America. Donald Trump and Diddy is the same person. Yes, they are. And I ain't taking it back. Donald Trump and Diddy is the same person. I stand on that. Narcs are real in America. We're going to look at something with old pissy pot Donald Trump. One moment. I got something to show y'all, okay? Wait. Ooh, y'all, this Diddy stuff is something else. Fix it, Lord Jesus. So y'all talk smack about President Joe Biden. Call him what? Sleepy Joe. Then what is this piss pot? Hold on. What is this piss pot right here? This is when he's over in Saudi Arabia. Look at the piss pot. Mr. Peabody. Don, the diaper Don. And y'all call President Joe Biden Sleepy Joe. Really? This man can't even stay awake while he's having a meeting with Couture now. While he's doing illegal stuff and scandal with Couture. Really? And y'all call President Joe Biden Sleepy Joe. Honey, let me show you something about President Joe Biden. That man rides a bike daily. Can Donald Trump ride a bike? No, he's too big. Donald Trump is about 400 pounds, damn near it. Donald Trump is so big, he will fall off the bike. He's stiff. President Joe Biden gets out and run with his wife, Dr. Jill Joe Biden. Can Melania carry the title doctor? Hell no. Okay, let me show you what President Joe Biden is doing. Him and his lovely wife. Hold on, let me see. Let me find it. Because I know I saved it. Hold on, Jeffro. Hold on, y'all. Let me find it. This is the great President Joe Biden. He is out riding bikes. Donald Trump can't fit on no bike. He's so fat he'll fall off. He's Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. That's Donald Trump. But this is President Joe Biden. He's out riding bikes while Donald Trump is committing crimes in the Oval Office. Okay, I'm going to show you him and his wife. After he done took a run, he's out there stretching. I bet you Donald Trump can't lift his leg like this. I guarantee you, Donald Trump cannot lift his leg like that, but I can. I bet you Donald Trump can't lift his leg like who y'all call? Sleepy Joe. But who was asleep while in the meeting with Qatar? Donald Trump. I bet you everything Donald Trump can't hold his leg up like that. You know the fat Three Musketeer can't. You know the Pillsbury Doughboy Donald Trump can't lift his leg like President Joe Biden. The great President Joe Biden. Yes. He out there riding bikes. Can Donald Trump do this, MAGA? Hell to the no, to the no, no, no. Look at President Joe Biden. Slim, in shape, great health. While Donald Trump eats cheeseburgers and fat as you know what, he has to wear a girdle and a piss, it depends. Hell to the no. Look at President Joe Biden. He gets out there and ride a bike. Can Donald Trump ride a bike? No. He's too fat. He can't even drive a car. Remember when he was out there with the Teslas, he said that they don't allow him to drive cars. It ain't that they don't allow him to drive cars. Donald Trump can't drive. His stomach will get in the way when he don't wear that girdle. I don't even wear a girdle and I'm a woman. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it. So these are the great South Africans that your president is bringing to America. Welcome to America. Hold on.
When I first laid eyes on these South Africans coming over here, I said, wait a minute. I ain't never seen an obese South African before.
I've never seen one either, not in the black race in Africa.
Serious. What?
They all big people like Donald Trump. These people is fat like Donald Trump from South Africa, white South Africa. Look like hillbillies, y'all. They fit in good with MAGA.
America is ghetto as fuck, and they don't care. Just looking at
these people fit in good with MAGA. Look at the body structure. Honey, when I tell you they fit in good with MAGA, they over 200 pounds. Donald Trump are near 400 pounds. And he bring those South Africans over here. They fit right in good with MAGA because MAGA is fat and slapped with a booty doing 5 stomachs and rotten teeth and ball in the top. That's MAGA. They have teeth in front of teeth. That's MAGA. They can't even read. They made it to 5th grade and dropped out. That's MAGA. Trailer park trash. Hillbilly in the hills drinking water from a well. They don't even have pipes running through their house. That's MAGA. And the ones that actually have some money, they the demons of the world, so we don't care about them neither. MAGA is effed up. Hillbilly, demonic, reprobated mind. God don't hear their prayers. God don't hear MAGA prayers. No, he don't. So why do y'all allow y'all prayers to walk around with doo-doo tish on his feet? Can you answer this, MAGA? Why do y'all treat Trump like this? Why y'all let that man walk around with boo-boo tish on his shoe? Just look at him, a mess. He has boo-boo tissue stuck on his shoe. Because the thing when people are fat, they can't see over their stomach or they can't reach good. That's why when people get them BBLs, they be funky because all that fat. See, my bottom is natural from God. Round, natural from God. See, when people are big, they can't wipe good. Now, I know a couple black people that wipe good. And I know some white people that wipe good. But the likes of Donald Trump doesn't wipe good. So when he wipe, he drops it on the floor. And where does it end up? On the bottom of Donald Trump's shoe. And his cabinet members and security let him walk around with that on the bottom of his shoe. Yes, they do. Look at that. Look at your prayers. The man in the Oval Office. Tissue stuck on his shoe from boo-booing. See, they have to change that depends because if they don't change, he's going to get a diaper rash. Yeah, Donnie will get a diaper rash if he doesn't change that depends. So you know what happened? When he go to the bathroom, try to change his depends, he get poop everywhere. And then the tissue got poop on it, stuck on the bottom of his shoe. I'm going to call Donnie Boy Doo-Doo. That's his name, Doo-Doo Brown.
All right, so I've just been out biking for.
Pay attention, my clear people. I love you, but pay attention.
Because it's summer now.
Donnie Boy, pay attention.
I came back and my hair smells like wet dog, and I don't know why this happens. I've heard it only happens to white people, and I'm pretty sure
it don't happen to black people, baby.
I know a lot of white people that
hit that like button
after being outside the entire day. There's something in our hair and in the city air that does this.
And y'all don't wash with a washcloth. Like that's why you smell funny.
If you know why, please put it in the comments, because this is an interesting scientific thing to research. Pretty stupid, but interesting nonetheless. All right, have a nice day.
Just imagine Donnie Boy wears that pissity pants with the girl on top of the pissity pants, and then he's smelling like dog. Goddamn. Just imagine that. Donnie Boy wears a pissity pants, and he has that girl on, and he smells like a dog. Now, y'all can't never say that about black people. We don't smell like dog. It's something about y'all that had us older. I'm telling you, when I go to the grocery store, either I go to the mail room where I live at, the smell, it bothers me bad, and my allergies just be flaring up. Now, I love my club people, but you got to do better. You get your washcloth, you put you some soap on it real good. Get some antibacterial Down Gold soap. That's what you need to get that funky dog smell off. Even wash your hair with it, because you need it, baby. And then go back with some conditioner. You got to scrub that body. Y'all don't get rid of y'all dead skin. Y'all laugh and talk trash about black people cleaning their body with a washcloth. I bet you don't smell like a dog. I bet you that. That girl, let me play it for you again. She ain't lying.
All right, so I've just been out biking for sort of 10 to 20 minutes with wet hair because it's summer now, apparently. And I came back and my hair smells.
Listen, Donnie, so you won't be
like
so funky.
Dog, and I don't know why this happens. I've heard it only happens to white people, and I'm pretty sure it's true because I know a lot of white people that smell like this after being outside the entire day.
Yep.
There's something in our
Smell
hair
just like a dog.
in the city air that does this. It just smells like wet dog. So if you know why, please put it in the comments because this is an interesting scientific thing to research.
Yes, it is, baby girl. Yes, it is, queen. But you know what, Donnie? Now, why you running around here smelling like wet dog and you got boo-boo tissue on your shoe, Donnie? Why you running around here funky? Smelling like wet dog and boo-boo with tissue on the bottom of your shoe. I'm going to tell you something about them doggone people that's in his cabin. Y'all need to tell Donald Trump to do better. He's walking around here smelling like dog poop, dog sweat, and urine. And he wear a girdle with that depends. Y'all know that man got to be hot. That's why he out on that golf course. He don't wear that girdle, y'all. That's why you can really see he look like a grandma. Donald Trump got a body of a 95-year-old grandma. Yes, he does. Let's move along.
It's time to spill the tea on Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and this fiasco involving South African immigrants. A lot of people don't know all the little history and moving pieces.
Hit the like button, please. Thank you.
In 2 minutes. At the end of World War II, when the Mustache Man, as they call him here, was defeated, many people who loved that ideology and believed in racial supremacy and had a lot of pseudo-scientific theories about a master race, they found a home in South Africa. There are streets named after German military leaders, and up till very recently, the Mustache Man's birthday was celebrated and people would commonly give the salute. That was the place where Elon Musk was raised, and many of Elon Musk's friends who came over here and are very prominent leaders in the tech world, including Peter Thiel. Now, what happens is when all these white supremacists moved to South Africa, they took away citizenship from the black people of South Africa, the indigenous people, and they moved them into little
these in the temple
Bantustans, and they tried to pretend that they had little independent societies there in these overcrowded, under-resourced ghettos. And it took years, but in the 80s, a revolution happened and the apartheid system was finally overthrown. Now, at that time, Elon Musk's family left because what had made them rich with their emerald diamond mines,
stealing from the black Africans,
and racially structured society had been taken apart. So they left. Now, even after this revolution happened, over 70% of the wealth, as you could imagine, still resided with the white colonizers who owned just about all of the land. So having a reform to make things equal for everyone would be a complicated judicial process, but it systematically took place and is still happening to this day. You could imagine how difficult it would be to unravel that terrible system and to create something fair for everyone. Now, one of the laws in South Africa is any international investment, any big company that goes to work there, they have to be sure that 30% of the company has equity in people of South Africa, Black people, marginalized people. And there are several ways they could do that. But Elon Musk and Starlink didn't like that rule and they resisted. In other words, if Starlink was to open a business in South Africa and have offices, they would have to have at least 30% of the company Black South Africans. Instead of complying with that, like Microsoft and every other big tech firm, Elon Musk started to use X to put out these crazy claims of a white genocide, things that the United Nations and every other serious human rights group said is a damaging lie perpetrated by the extreme right. In reality, there's a lot of crime in South Africa, but it affects everyone in every race proportionally and is not instigated by the government over racial animosity. But Elon Musk and Donald Trump are sending that message to the world. All propaganda requires a victim. And if you want to build a system of white supremacy here in the United States or in South Africa, you need a victim. So Elon Musk has been using X, and Trump is throwing around the genocide word and bringing in white people from South Africa and telling the world he's saving them from a genocide. Since all this happened with the tariffs, Lesotho, another African nation, succumbed to Trump's wishes and they allowed Starlink to get a contract. And now South Africa is trying to appease Elon Musk to have other ways that he could do business in South Africa and still support the country's transitional goals. The bottom line to remember, these immigrants coming to the United States are not refugees from violence or genocide. They're refugees from equality. They want to leave equality and go to white supremacy.
Thieves in the temple. Elon Musk is the one that put this ideal in old Donnie boy, yeah, you boy, in his mind. And he went along with it because they're white supremacists. They all are. So what do we expect from Donnie boy? He gets rid of the black and brown as much as he can and bring in white supremacists from South Africa. That is what's happening in America today. One moment, please. Just a moment.
Hey kids, I've got some tea for you. Oh my God. Go pour a drink and come back. And make sure you're sitting down because this one is going to knock you off your feet. So I've been trying to figure out, like, why would Qatar give Trump this monstrosity, right? This $400 million claim we've heard about. Because I was like, yeah, they're not doing that out of the kindness of their heart. What is Trump getting out of it? Holy shit. Of course, follow the money. Always follow the money with this guy. Okay, so Qatar has a lot of money thanks to its vast natural gas reserves. And they want to send that gas to Europe. Oh, and by the way, this is all going to tie together why you see Trump and Netanyahu beefing all of a sudden. Y'all, Qatar wants to send their gas to Europe, but there's a problem. Most of Europe's gas currently comes from Russia. And Qatar doesn't want Europe to be so dependent on Russia for gas anymore. Qatar formerly had been working on a project which had been tabled and is now being revived. And it's a gas pipeline that would go from Qatar all the way through Syria and Turkey into Europe. If it works, it's a big deal, huge money. It would absolutely change the global energy market. Why does Trump care? On April 30th of this year, Trump and his sons, Mark and Donald, announced a business deal with Qatar. What? It secured a $5.5
which is illegal
billion development
because he's in the Oval
for
Office.
beachside real estate project in Qatar. Of course. Hey, it doesn't end there. This is like luxury property, beach rentals, whatever. And of course, Trump
Hit
hotels.
the like button,
This isn't
please.
about giving Trump a gift. This is about making sure that Trump stays on Qatar's good side so that he can facilitate this deal, this pipeline going from Qatar to Europe. That's where Netanyahu comes in. And of course, that leaves Trump in the mix. After he's done with politics, he's still going to be making bank on all these deals.
Come on, hit the like button. Come out them bushes and hit that like button. Thank you.
So hard because Netanyahu wants to keep bombing Gaza, and which Trump has supported for a very long time. And now all of a sudden, Trump wants peace. The tension between Trump and Netanyahu is Trump wants the peace deal, and I'm going to tell you why in a second. And Netanyahu isn't worried about the larger Middle East. He just wants to take over Gaza. Trump is trying to shift from military solutions over to diplomatic solutions, but it's not because he's a nice guy. That's where Qatar's pipeline fits in, because Qatar thinks that Trump can help to stabilize the region. An important detail that I totally forgot to mention.
Trump has 6 failed businesses that he filed bankruptcy. Why would he want Trump?
Really important detail. Don't forget that.
Because Trump is not bright. He can use him, flatter him.
I don't even know how long, a long time. You have this contradiction, right? Trump is publicly supporting Israel, while also he's over here playing grab ass with Qatar, and they're offering him planes, and he's signing real estate deals. His sons by way of Trump Organization. Now, Syria has been in a civil war for like a decade. They are backed by Russia and Iran. Of course, they don't want Qatar's pipeline because that's going to directly compete with Russia. In short, Qatar wants Trump to use his diplomatic powers to make peace in the Middle East so there's no more war, so that they can all get to the business of developing this pipeline. So Qatar first proposed this pipeline to Syria back in 2009, but they rejected it because, of course, they're being backed by Russia and they don't want a pipeline that's going to directly challenge Russia's gas. So Bashar al-Assad rejected it. But now Bashar al-Assad, the former leader of Syria, in December of 2024 was removed and a new person was installed. So tomorrow, President Trump is going to meet with the new Syrian president in Saudi Arabia.
That was yesterday.
They'll be talking about.
These in the temple. Donald Trump is not a good man. He doesn't do anything that would actually help the American people. He's fattening his pockets for him and his children. Yes, he is. He don't care about you, MAGA. You're just a fool that voted him in. Yeah, a big fool. And the terrorists is some bullshit too.
MAGA, I've been waiting for the truth to come out, and it just did. And it is sweeter than I ever could have thought it could have been. So I know you guys were sitting over there worshiping your orange Cheeto Jesus, and you were like, oh yeah, it was all technique. It was the art of the deal. And then, he did this and then he did that. Okay, so now it's coming out why he actually put a pause on the tariffs. And y'all, if you're a Democrat or a liberal, go get yourself a beverage. It's Friday, because this is like so good. So Mark Carney, who has a lifetime of experience in banking, he's the one that just replaced Trudeau in Canada. So apparently, he's been going around quietly buying up U.S. bonds. Now, if you're not familiar with how bonds work, go watch the video that I did this morning. I explained how I explained it to my children. It's super easy to understand, okay? But the short version is, all right, let's say that you want to build a house, okay? You need $10, but you don't have $10. So you sell an IOU, right? So that's what a bond is. You sell an IOU. That's what the government does. And they say, hey, we'll pay you back, but we'll pay you back with interest, right? And interest is also called yield. The whole world buys our bonds, right?
Thank you. Hit the like button, everybody. Thank you.
They're considered to be a very safe investment, right? Because America was considered to be such a stable place to park your money. Well, that was pre-Trump, because now there's a freaking petulant child at the wheel, and everybody's like, whoa, hold up, no. So I love the strategy here, okay? So Carney, again, the Canadian guy, he's like, we're not going to mess with like doing more tariffs and all the rest of that. We're literally just going to tank their economy if he keeps playing So what Carney did, going around buying up U.S. Treasury bonds to the tune of $350 billion.
He's smart.
It gets better than that. He goes to the EU and Japan. So, and like Germany, France, Netherlands, et cetera, and they all make this plan together like, oh, okay, yeah, that's a great idea. So here's what they decided to do. Start selling off the bonds, right? Why does that matter? U.S. is in debt to everybody, so I should lead with that. Japan owns $1 trillion, Canada $350 billion. Go right on down the list.
China
the EU owns like 1.something
trillions
trillion,
of dollars.
basically in debt to everybody. The reason why we get such low interest rates on all of our debt is because we were considered to be a reliable place, right? A reliable partner.
Not
who would
anymore.
pay their money back.
Not
when
since
you're not
Trump.
reliable, then guess what? Now you have to pay more yield, higher interest, right? Because let's say that $10 that we were talking about, if I think you're going to pay it back, I'm going to say, oh yeah, here, you can have it, and then just give me like $1 in interest.
Hit the
But if I
like
think
button,
you're risking
everybody.
that,
Thank
then I'm
you.
going to say, oh yeah, you have to give me $5 in interest for that same $10. Basically, their plan was, look, we'll just do a slow bleed. We'll just start selling off these bonds. Okay, this is so genius.
Right now,
So they
America's
start
poor.
selling off the bonds, right?
Cash
What
poor.
happens? You're telling the world, oh,
Because
the
of
US
Donald
dollar
Trump.
isn't worth
He's
shit
getting
anymore.
richer.
The problem, because the U.S.
He's pimping out the
used
White
those
House.
bonds to fund things like Social Security, the military, all kinds of things. We can't afford, right? Because we don't collect as much in income tax as the government spends. So Treasury bonds are really important, and low interest is super, super important when you're carrying the kind of debt that the United States is, which is, I believe, currently $34 trillion. That cheap interest.
It has gone
right,
up since Trump been in
that keeps
office.
the U.S. economy rolling along. But when these other countries said, hey, we're just going to dump the bonds and let's use the Trump terminology, flood the zone, then you have way more supply and not as much demand. Well, guess what happens now? Prices fall and interest rates spike. Because when the bond prices go down, the yield, the interest that you're offering to pay other people has
The
to
dollar
go
bill
up
is
to make it
worthless
an
in other
attractive
countries.
investment. When this happens, borrowing becomes for the United States and for people in the United States becomes very, very expensive, right? Because now you're paying, let's say, that $5 in interest as opposed to that $1 in interest. And that $34 trillion in debt becomes impossible to manage. Start dumping bonds, the dollar's value goes down, spending dries up, it cuts back on borrowing, people cut back on borrowing because it affects consumers too, right? Car loans, mortgage, credit cards, etc., interest rates. That means fewer jobs, all the things. If you go back and you look, just MAGA to prove to yourself that what I'm saying is true, you go back and you look at the bond,
Thank you,
okay?
King
And
Alan.
that's why. I just had to only explain to people why.
Get him,
he paused
Alan.
the
Get him,
tariffs, because
King.
It really didn't make sense. I knew there was a reason.
Rip him up,
that he was
King.
a genius, because we're talking about Trump. This is what happens when you have an idiot, a child like Trump, who tries to play with the big boys who understand these kinds of things, who are actually qualified to lead their countries. This is exactly what happens. You get your ass spanked on the international stage. Anyway, just thought I'd share. Happy Friday. Fucking enjoy that one. Watch it on loop. Share it with a friend.
Y'all, Donald Trump has really brought this country down while him and his billionaires are getting richer and richer and richer and richer. And the American people are getting poor and poor. MAGA, you're getting poor and poor. You're not getting richer, you dumb fools. One moment, please.
So, Qatar is a non-NATO ally, meaning if they wanted to change their mind on anything, they could. Meaning if they wanted to give you a Trojan horse as a gift, it will probably be in the form of a military luxury jet. Maybe you get in the air, after 2 hours, the plane goes down. Maybe the plane explodes when you start it up. Or it gets
That'll
to a
be
certain
good.
speed. Maybe there's
As long as the
portions
Michelin blimp is on it.
you don't know about, where people are hiding in there. Once you get in the air, they take you all out. Maybe we should focus on
Nobody
our
gives
allies.
that kind of gift for free. Nobody gives that kind of gift for free. No one. Why couldn't he just wait on the Boeing plane that's being built? Because greed. I'm going to tell you why he wouldn't wait. Greed. Just like he has Mar-a-Lago decked out all that old ugly gold mess. This new jet. Where's those photos? Because I saved them. This new jet. Look at this mess. The ghetto. Look at this. The new jet. Gifted to Donald Trump. Once he leave office, he said he's going to take it to his library. This is just like Mar-a-Lago. This is some hood booger shit. He had to have gold all in it, like he got gold toilets at Mar-a-Lago. Yeah. The ghetto. Donald Trump is the most hood white man I ever seen. The ghetto. At least he the ghetto and not trailer park trash like his constituents, MAGA. The ghetto. Uh-huh.
Montgomery, Alabama, vote brawl. Yes.
Listen
sir.
carefully, MAGA, so you won't make a mistake. You're going to F around and find out.
Got shot, but that white dude was wrong. Was trying to hit that damn older black dude. Well, you can't be from around here. You ain't even from the area. You ain't from Millbrook, Prattville, Wetumpka, none of that. You can't be close around here. Swing on an older dude and an older black dude in Montgomery, the Gump. Because you stupid as fuck. You got everything you deserve. To all them older white folks, it was not the black folks starting this shit. That white dude started that shit, and then black folks ended that shit. Give a damn how you look at it.
Pay attention. Take notes, MAGA. You don't want to fuck around and find out.
On ass whooping on them white folks. And that dude with the steel chair, I fuck with you. I know you watched wrestling growing up. And then he hit that white lady, and I heard somebody in the background, I think they said, and that was for slavery. Yes, sir. Hey, I bet you don't go back over there doing that dumb shit. Hell to the no, you know them boys in Montgomery do not play, they do not fuck around. I'm just glad it was just a fight and it wasn't no damn shooting, because usually them young boys over there would chop your ass down. Broad daylight. Don't give a damn who's around. You got lucky. You're supposed to be catfish bait. So y'all don't be trying to shut shit down downtown Montgomery now, because thinking folks, man, it was the white folks. The white folks started this. White folks did that now, and they got their ass whooped. Can't get mad about it. Hey, they started it. But goddamn black folks put an ass whooping on this motherfucker, boy. That dude that swam that goddamn river to get over there. I think that was him in the end. That motherfucker was swinging so goddamn fast, boy. He was tattooing that motherfucker on that ground. So, ooh, that young buck. Get it, young buck. Get it, goddamn it. Them motherfucker won't fight, boy. That shit was too funny. Don't take your ass back over there on that dumb shit. Stupid ass, boy.
See, they let Trump pump them up. And what happened in Atlanta, Georgia last week? What happened, baby? The KKK took their ass to Decatur, Georgia. I live in Atlanta, baby. You don't want to mess with them YNs, baby. Listen to them. Fuck around and find out. They took their ass over there fucking with Atlanta, Georgia, and they got sleep for lifetime. So, MAGA, take heed. You better take heed. Because the thing is, we have black and brown that stick together and white that stick with us. You're going to fuck around and find out, and I don't want you to. Because, hey, your KKK brothers that went to Decatur, Georgia, in Atlanta, Georgia, baby, they no longer here. They like this forever. FAFO. We started that, black people. So when you saying that, you taking it from my culture, so don't say it. That's ours. You want to feel a metal folding chair? I don't think you do. Do I need to play that again so your own white men can let you know to stop effing with us? Or you going to be just like them two KKK men? Gone forever. Black people ain't bothering you. Black people want to get along with everybody. We let y'all come to the cookout. Just don't bring your damn potato salad. Don't you bring nothing, because all y'all do is put raisins in everything. You don't season your food. Now the ones that learn from black people that got black friends and watch our YouTube videos and TikToks, they learning how to season their food. And the redheads are really nothing but pale-faced black people. Yeah. The redheads ain't nothing but pale-faced black people. Some of them know how to cook. See, back then they would pick on them. And black people welcome them in. Because if they do their DNA, you're going to find out you have a lot of African in you. Yes, redheads. That's a fact. Welcome to our cookouts. You welcome. Now you can cook. But most of y'all Caucasian people don't do it. Okay? Well, anyway, I got some products in my video. So this is what you'll see: some Haagen-Dazs ice cream, which I love. That's on my table in my bedroom. I was sitting down eating it. Get you some. Click on them products, y'all, and shop. Yeah. So I'm gonna show you something else. What I use. I use that good old Tresemme too, because I like to take care of my long hair that God has blessed me with. So I use Tresemme hair products. Oh yeah, get some Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Now I'm telling you, hit my products. Get you some Haagen-Dazs ice cream. You won't regret it. Shop. Okay. It's that anyway, y'all know about the Tresemme products because I showed y'all already. Yeah, this is what I use. This is in my bathroom closet. Tresemme hair products. That's all that I use is Tresemme hair products. Get you some. Shop the products that I use. Tresemme hair products. You won't regret it. They got different kinds that'll work for your hair. I use leave-in conditioner. They shampoo everything. I use a rich moisture. Get you some, okay? But anyway, let's get back to the goods, old Donnie boy. Don't y'all ever compare Donnie boy to the great Barack Obama.
He's trying to sell you stuff. Have you noticed that? Who does that? You're running for president and you're hawking merchandise. Gold sneakers, $100,000 watch. It's supposed to be Swiss watch, he says.
Stop comparing Donnie to President Obama. He can't compete.
What are you doing? My favorite is the Trump Bible.
He doesn't even read it.
True story. It's embossed with his name right on it. Donald Trump edition, right next to Matthew and Luke. Donald.
That's blasphemy to Jesus Christ, Donnie.
He's Mr. Tough Guy on China, except when it comes to making a few bucks. You cannot make this stuff up.
All of his garments made in China.
If some of this stuff happened on Saturday Night Live, you'd be like...
Nothing about Donald Trump is pure and with dignity. He's crime mob all day long, 24/7. Donald Trump in that Oval Office is crime mob. The White House is the trap house. The ghetto. Just a moment, please.
Send in private planes to pick up 8,000 Caucasian South African refugees when we're kicking people out that are in the middle of their immigration proceedings here in the U.S. now.
The ghetto.
Literally having people show up for their final steps of their immigration process and having them arrested, detained, and deported. Doesn't make any sense to me.
The ghetto.
Unless...
Hit that like button, everybody. Thank you. You get what he's saying? Unless you're white. And that's coming from your white constituents telling you exactly what is going on in that Oval Office. Donnie want to get rid of the black and brown people. He's jealous. He's jealous because we don't age like a grape or a prune. We have that good old melanin that they steal from our body. When we birth our babies, y'all take our placenta, use it in makeup, everything. Our DNA is used in your makeup, your computers, etc. But y'all hate us. But when you use that cell phone, baby, that's made by a black woman. That stoplight, everything. Pianos and all. But y'all take credit for it. And get it patent. Because you're thieves. The ghetto.
To all of the South African Afrikaans refugees that are coming to America soon, I just want to let you know, as someone whose wife is Afrikaans, who's been to South Africa multiple times, you're going to have a bad time. There's no white genocide happening in South Africa. You have crime that's happening as a result of racism-fueled generational economic inequality. The same thing that's happening in America. We're just a couple decades ahead of you on the unchecked capitalism timeline. But I have good news for you. You don't have to worry about the cheap exploited labor rising up against you anymore, because now that you're in America, you'll get to be the cheap exploited labor. If you are middle class or upper middle class in South Africa and you come to America, you're poor now. Like, really poor. You're not going to have maids and gardeners and personal servants that you can pay $15 a day for. Now you get to be the cheap labor. But by all means, please come to America and experience the American capitalism that Elon Musk's been raving about to you. You'll probably love it. There's probably very little chance that you'll end up going back to South Africa in a year or two after realizing
they can't
how
go back now.
fucked up America is. I wouldn't even worry about that as a possibility. And if you think I'm being mean to these people because I think they're a bunch of racist, bigoted colonizers who wish they could go back to apartheid South Africa,
it's just
because I do think that. But to them, I say, welcome to the American dream. Please let me know when you've woken up from it.
The ghetto. How ghetto is it? Let me show you something as they coming in, y'all. And they thinking they going to get treated better than us. You going to get some free stuff, but Donnie going to pimp you out. Because they need somebody in them fields. They need somebody in them fields because he got rid of our brown, beautiful people. That beautiful brown skin. Some of their skin darker than mine. The melanin is real. The ghetto. Should I show y'all the ghetto of the people that's coming over to this country? Shall I show you that? Because it's real. Donnie ain't bringing the best of people over here. No, he is not. Donnie is bringing the worst people over here. Let me find it again. Just a moment. What did I do with that video? Hold on, y'all. Here we go. Yeah, this is the ghetto coming.
When I first laid eyes on these South Africans coming over here, I said, wait a minute. I ain't never seen an obese South African before.
The ghetto.
I'm serious. What?
Hit the like button, everybody. Thank you.
I hope somebody tell these people that America gonna turn them every which way to loose. These people going back home, y'all. They will not stay here long term. America is ghetto as fuck, and they don't care. Just looking out of the window. They get through with these people. This man gonna be skin and bones, bones and skin.
Because he ain't gonna be able to eat all the time. Can't afford food in America. Can't afford the food in America. I have to budget out my money so I can have me some food, y'all. I eat good, but I bet y'all budget out my money because Donald Trump got us effed up. The ghetto.
Huge breaking exclusive. We found a video of Donald Trump in 2017 completely trashing Qatar, saying that it funded terrorism. Now he wants to accept a $400 million plane from them. Definitely don't watch this video until the end. Definitely don't repost it.
In the White House.
Interfere with Qatar's gift and make them change their mind. Have a listen.
The nation of Qatar, unfortunately,
has
historically been a funder of terrorism at a very high level. We have to stop the funding.
Donald Trump is so ghetto. I mean, MAGA. Y'all need to catch up because we already caught on to your crime mob boss. Yeah, we caught on to him. The ghetto. That's what you got. A ghetto person in the Oval Office, MAGA. What do I expect? MAGA is ghetto in the trailer park. What do I expect? Okay, what do I expect from MAGA? The ghetto.
You keep talking about the plane so that you're not hearing about the golf course. See, it wasn't just a plane that the royal family of Qatar gifted to the president. It's also a golf course in Qatar on beachfront property. according to the president's rationale, Boeing was taking too long to construct the new Air Force One, so they were gifted a Boeing from Qatar. But the real story is the land that Qatar has gifted on Qatar's beachfront property for a new Trump golf resort. Because a Trump beachside luxury golf resort is a lot harder to convince the American people isn't a personal gift. So instead, they have our attention focused on the airplane, which, let's be clear, is a personal gift. And even if it wasn't, it's still illegal.
The ghetto. Donald Trump is the hood in that Oval Office. Can we say trap house? The ghetto. Don't y'all ever raise your paper thin lips to talk about my black people ever again. The ghetto.
If you're wondering where all these South Africans are going to go, don't worry. They already had a plan in place.
Her skin is so beautiful. The melanin in her.
That's right. They already took the farmland from farmers who were failing. As a matter of fact, they have about 40,000 acres of farmland that they took from American farmers, specializes in farmland. It says here that the company aims to increase investor access to real estate assets and provides capitals to farmers and growers to expand their business. But what they failed to leave out here is that the first investor into Acre Trader was none other than
jdvance.
jdvance. You know jdvance, the one who's in charge of the White House with the president, who is cutting all the subsidies to the farmers? Yeah, that jdvance. And what they also failed to mention is the fact that the people who were investing,
Hot Wheels involved too.
They were South Africaners. And guess who just came to America to go on these farms? That's right. You guessed it. Are you sick of it yet? Are you sick of it yet? $880 billion being pulled from Medicaid so they can fund tax money going to the rich. Your farmland being taken away from American farmers and being given to South African refugees. People being human trafficked all over the United States and outside of this country for financial gain. Minimum wage is $7.25. Hasn't been raised since 2009. You can't afford health care. You can't afford your car insurance. You're probably not going to be able to buy a home anytime soon. And grocery prices are through the roof. And guess who's going to own your food now? The People's Sick Day is coming. It's going to be a 1 to 3 day collection of people who are going to take back their power by setting down. No more showing up for work when you're making peanuts and they're giving away your farmland to foreigners. You better join us, because unless we stand up, none of us are going to win this fight.
She's right. If we don't stand up, none of us going to win this fight. I've been standing up a long time and I'm not sitting down. No, I'm going to stay in this fight. I get threats every day from MAGA. But I'm not afraid, because I want our country to be back where it was before January the 20th. America is now known in other countries as the ghetto. No one wants to come here. Nobody's buying that $5 million Trump card. He's foolish. They laugh at Donald Trump. Nobody likes him. Qatar is using him. That 11-year-old jet, which he said is new, it's a lie. He couldn't wait for Boeing to give him another plane, where our security in his, that's over Trump, could scan over the jet and make sure it's safe. But he's so greedy. Greed is the white man. He got to have that gold all over the place, because that's how Mar-a-Lago is. Looks so cheap and tacky. Gold toilets is tacky. I don't care. Put that in your bank account. Don't go get no gold toilet because your savior got a gold toilet while you living in a trailer park. The ghetto. All right now.
They only want white people here. Because when we think about refugees who need immediate resettlement, expedited screenings, we usually think about people who are fleeing extreme violence, persecution, famine, war in places like South Sudan, Myanmar, the Congo. Not white Afrikaners. See that chartered plane the Trump administration is sending? It's not going to collect refugees that have been sitting in resettlement camps for years, fully vetted, waiting to come to the United States to escape violence. No, it's going to South Africa to collect white people who claim they're being discriminated against. Why would they be getting discriminated against? Probably because they
hit the like button, please. Thank you.
Forms of racial segregation and discrimination called apartheid, aka Stephen Miller's wet dream. See, while the rest of the world after World War II saw that maybe racial discrimination not such a hot idea and favored more policies of integration and away from colonization, Afrikaners doubled down on that shit and instituted apartheid. Although it ended over 30 years ago, the social and economic legacies of apartheid continue today. South Africa is the most unequal country in the entire world, according to the World Bank, with white South Africans earning over 12 times what black South Africans do. But don't worry, we're going to make sure that the white Afrikaners who instituted generations of discrimination and segregation against black people get everything they need to get started here in the United States.
Yes, we are, Queen. Yes, we are. We're going to make sure they get everything they say they coming to get. So right now they're getting the welfare and the food stamps that our beautiful brown melanin people were getting. And our Haitians and Nigerians, etc., and just regular everyday black people that were born here is in ICE. This is some bullshit. What the fuck? Danny boy, come here, boy. You're fucking up America. You're destroying this country. The ghetto. Uh-huh.
What are you trying to do anything about the thing and
he need to get some backbone. This bar right here need to get some backbone. I like you, but you got to get some backbone. See, that light skin and pretty eyes ain't doing it. You got to get some backbone.
As it relates to the Constitution, a $400 million flying palace is an unconstitutional gift to this president or any president if it is not explicitly approved by the United States House of Representatives and the United States Senate. That's what the Constitution explicitly makes clear. There's no way around it as far as we're concerned. So the president presumably is going to take that next step and seek congressional authority, which I believe we will clearly and decisively reject. It's an embarrassment. Literally, millions of people in this country are struggling to live paycheck to paycheck. Can't afford housing, can't afford groceries, can't afford to pay their utility bills, can't afford child care, can't afford insurance. And Donald Trump is publicly defending, accepting a $400 million flying palace from a close ally of Iran and Hamas. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, which is why even some of his closest MAGA sycophants have made clear this is a plane too far for them. Too far.
The ghetto. Donald Trump is the hoodest man. He has Suge Knight beat. Death row. Crime mob in the White House, y'all. That's what it is. Yeah.
Huge breaking.
I don't know if I showed y'all this one or not.
If they suspend habeas corpus, Republicans are in trouble too. Here's a deal. When all of these things that Trump is doing start actually taking effect in this country, and some Republicans start getting really upset and decide to speak out against this administration, they will be able to arrest you or deport you without any due process.
Hit the like button. Thank you.
He's considering deporting American citizens. And even if you're in public and 10 guys come up to you and grab you and throw you in a van, I'm not sure what you think you're going to do. I know you think you're safe because you voted for him, but so did all the Latinos that voted for him. So did all the queer people that voted for him. So did all the federal workers that voted for him. Shit, so did Israel.
Thank you.
And he just took a $400 million plane from Qatar. I mean, they spent $2 billion in supporting Hamas. No one is this man's friend. He has no one's back but his own.
Thank you.
And therefore, no one is safe. Not even you, Republicans. Not even the Republican officials that are closest to him. Not Pam Bondi, not Pete Hegseth, not Elon Musk. Maybe his children. Maybe. Every single American should be outraged that he's talking about deporting U.S. citizens and suspending habeas corpus. That is, you can't get any more dictatory than that.
Again, Donald Trump, the ghetto. Y'all, this has been an amazing live. Get your membership, because there's things in the membership that nobody else get. Stuff I do not discuss on this live. Get your membership. There's 2 levels. One of them is $4.99, the Ruby's membership, and the $9.99 is a Diamonds membership. If you want to donate to my channel, you can send me super chats and super stickers. Also, my Venmo and PayPal is in my description. I want to thank each and every last one of y'all for coming to my live. And whether you like me or not, I love you anyway. I love you. God bless you. And pray for Cassie. I don't discuss Diddy too much on him, but him and Trump is the same person. Trust me. But do me a favor. Those of you that care about Black and brown people, pray for Cassie. She will be cross-examined tomorrow at the Diddy trial. Diddy is a demon. I ain't taking it back. Donald Trump is a demon. They just alike. I love you guys. May God bless you. Stay strong. Stay vigilant. And don't give up. Continue to fight to take our country back. I'm ready for lower food costs, y'all. I'm tired of premium gas being high. I love you. Bye.